Hello and welcome to the Stronghold Digital Mining Daily Update. Today is Thursday, September 14th, 2023. It's an absolutely beautiful day here in eastern Pennsylvania. Just perfect weather, truly is. But I've been spending quite a bit of time looking at old press releases and looking at patent applications. And all of those data points point back to, or refer back to, I should say, to some of the predecessor situations that were taking place prior to Stronghold Digital Mining being formed as a company. I gotta tell you, my understanding and view of our ash, right, our Class F beneficial use ash, the fact that we're able to produce that, it seems, right, like at, for example, Scrubgrass, not 100% sure what's coming out at Panther Creek, but I know with absolute certainty or near certainty that Scrubgrass, the way that it's designed, the way that everything's been organized, it seems as if though we're able to produce kind of like right out of the sort of like right out of the power plant, Class F beneficial use ash. This is not ash that needs to go through I guess like a benefication process. I'm not sure if I'm even pronouncing that right, but again, I've been reading a lot of stuff and being introduced to terminology that I really wasn't familiar with previously. But there's just, the more I read about not only our beneficial use ash, but also, as I've been alluding to, right, this whole new potential environmental initiative, right, to capture and sequester carbon. And also, right, so that's the win for the environment. The win for us as a company, win for Stronghold Digital Mining, is the potential tax credit that can result from each ton of CO2 that we successfully are able to capture and or sequester. It's really becoming more and more of a focal point for me, not because I lack faith or certainty as it relates to Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining economics. Look, that's a boom-bust cycle that we're all familiar with, and I am convinced that we will see a boom just as profound as the type of bust we've seen over the past year plus. So this has nothing to do with a lack of faith or a lack of confidence in Bitcoin. What this does have more to do with is an appreciation for just how really amazing this business is, because the way it's organized, it really does give us a lot more ways to win. We're not, as I alluded to yesterday, we're not simply hoping for hash price to improve, but we're also working very diligently, largely behind the scenes, to make things happen that can potentially yield some very significant financial results, right, for the company down the road, as well as really in present day. Now, where I become even kind of like more excited is when I think about the combination, the potential combination of our beneficial use ash in combination with the CO2 that we produce. Are we potentially able to do something with both those things in a combined manner where we're sort of like the end result is even more economically monetizable than simply doing beneficial ash sales, ash. That's what we're getting into. We're selling ash now. Beneficial use ash sales on the one hand, and carbon capture and sequestration on the other hand. What if we could combine those two things to create like a brand new byproduct that could be of use in the cement industry? And arguably, at least as of 2017, it seemed as if, though, the beneficial use hash, right, that at least Scrubgrass was producing, was going to a company which I think until recently was listed on the New York Stock Exchange, and then that company was essentially selling the product, right, marketing the product, meaning the beneficial use hash, in conjunction with other, I guess, sources of Class F beneficial use hash, which they, sort of like, sort of, how shall I say this? There's a word in particular I'm thinking of. It's not going to come to me like in real time here, but basically they're grabbing all this beneficial use hash from various sources and then marketing that to different entities within the cement industry. That's 2017. So I'm wondering then, like, does the potential exist for Stronghold Digital Mining to create its own supplemental cementitious material, which can combine, right, sort of like the carbon that's coming out of the flue with the beneficial use hash, which is coming out of the power plant, and in so doing have something that can potentially be like just very, very lucrative on multiple fronts. You get the tax credit for capturing the carbon. It may not quite be as again, there's a lot of nuance to this. There's a lot of detail. Bottom line, let's not get too far into the weeds here. I think that we cannot overlook what's going on behind the scenes as it relates to beneficial use hash and the CO2. Those two things are very, very interesting. I do know, we both know, that Stronghold Digital Mining did mention, hey, don't bake this into guidance. This is just kind of a, sort of like behind the envelope type of number. They were thinking, hey, maybe about $1 million or so in beneficial use hash revenue, right? Maybe this year. So that's great, right? I do also want to point out that in the most recent investor presentation, the Q2 2023 investor presentation, Matt, and I'm not going to be able to cite the specific time code for this, but Matt meaning Stronghold Digital Mining's chief financial officer, that the company has done extensive testing of the chemical composition, right, sort of the molecular composition, so to speak, of the fly ash that's produced by the company, and that, and I'm paraphrasing here, by the way, and that the company is even more excited based on those results than maybe they had been in the past. And again, I'm paraphrasing. All that is by way of saying that we're all cheering the fact that the stock price is moving up. We like seeing that the price of Bitcoin is moving up, right? I think I saw it around, 26,700. We like seeing that there are a variety of macroeconomic Bitcoin-specific things that seem increasingly likely. Like, for example, I read that there was like a FASB accounting rule that's going to take effect, I believe, at the end of next year in December. I think it's like and I know it pertains to Bitcoin. I've been reading so much that I don't want to like cross phraseology or terms and kind of get things even more mixed up than they already are. I'm already tossing in errant words as we experienced a little bit earlier in this broadcast. But, the fact that there's likely, like very, very likely to be a spot Bitcoin ETF, there are a lot of very interesting, positive Bitcoin-specific macroeconomic things that are going on. So we are going to look at hash price. We're going to look at market sentiment improving, right? We're going to look at the price of Bitcoin potentially starting to regain some strength. Maybe it moves back up to 30,000. Maybe it starts moving up above 30,000. That's all going to be very good for Stronghold Digital Mining stock price, as well as the stock price of really all companies in the Bitcoin mining ecosystem. So Bitcoin remains a critical, like very critical focal point. especially in the near term for our company, right? Because remember, we've got that roughly 25 megawatts of end-to-end data center equipment that we want to get plugged in, get it energized, and then fill it with Bitcoin mining machines. So yeah, Bitcoin is the focus. But I'll tell you, I'm increasingly impressed, as I keep saying now, with some of the potential revenue that's to be had from CO2, which we're going to continue emitting that absent a mitigation effort, which is a win for the environment and that can then turn into a win, financial win for us as a company. And we're going to keep producing beneficial use hash. So, to the extent that we can really begin to monetize both CO2 and continue to monetize beneficial use hash, and potentially, I don't know, because I'm not a chemical engineer, right? Or I'm not a scientist, but it seems as if though companies like carbon upcycling, for example, out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, they're backed by a lot of big players in the cement industry. It would seem, in the building products industry, and there's something to be said for the combination of CO2 with fly ash or beneficial use ash to create a supplementary like cementitious material, right? And so there's just a lot of interesting potential here. There's a lot of value to be unlocked, I think, with some of these assets we have. And ultimately, what I passionately believe needs to be unlocked is the value in our stock price. And I know you feel the same way. When a company like HC Wainwright, which of course Stronghold Digital Mining just concluded its participation in the 25th annual HC Wainwright Annual Investor Conference, right, which took place earlier this week. When an HC Wainwright analyst has a stock price target of $20 a share for Stronghold Digital Mining, and we're trading at what? What are we trading at? I think it really does become then, hey, it's not just this guy Steven on the internet talking about the stock being undervalued. It's not just the company itself. For example, during our Q2 2023 investor presentation, slide number 8, I'll refer you back to that, where it literally talks about the fact that, we're just like, there's a disconnection between our valuation and where it really should be, right? And then in addition to me saying it, in addition to the company saying it, you actually have a Wall Street analyst, right, saying, hey, this company should be at, really, the stock price target is $20 a share. I mean, we're trading at what, $5, if even that, not even, 477. I haven't looked in the last couple of minutes here. So we've got a long way to go on the stock price, and I think we got to unlock that value. And you know what? What's amazing is that $20 stock price target that has been assigned to the company by HC Wainwright. That's not me. That's HC Wainwright assigning a stock price target of $20 a share for Stronghold Digital Mining. That stock price target more than likely has zero relationship to any potential additional revenue source or revenue stream that can be derived from CO2, right, and the tax credits associated with that. And it probably, because remember the company said, hey, don't bake this into any guidance, probably doesn't have a whole lot of weight as it relates to the beneficial use hash. So, right now we should be trading at $20 a share. Now imagine on top of that, if we really start to develop and turn on these additional revenue engines that can produce really, really lucrative and helpful revenue for the company. I mean, does the stock price target then become 30? Does it become 40, 50, 60? Hey, there's a Bitcoin bull market taking place. Suddenly capital is rushing back into the Bitcoin ecosystem, just as things were really down and depressing, right, over the past year and a half. Imagine that upswing. Imagine that enthusiasm, that almost like drunken-like, high that the market inevitably will likely experience again. Where will this stock price be at that point? Where will Wall Street be assigning stock price targets? $100 a share? $150 a share? Who knows? What I think we can agree upon is that $4.77, $5 a share is like ridiculous today. We don't need to wait until tomorrow, right? We can say with confidence that right now, today, HC Wainwright has a stock price target of $20 a share for Stronghold Digital Mining. So again, I leave you with that to think about. And until we meet again, let us stay positive. Let's continue to be great. And I hope you get a chance to enjoy the weather wherever you happen to be. And hopefully it's pretty good weather. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.